Good afternoon. My name is Jessica Miller, and I'm one of the organizers with the Immigrant Pantry, a volunteer-run mutual aid network delivering food and essential support to immigrant families across Memphis. Thank you, Mayor Harris, for giving us space today to lift up the truth of what our immigrant neighbors are living through and the work our community is doing to keep families safe and fed. The Immigrant Pantry didn't start as a program. It started with fear and with heartbreak. When the Memphis Safe Task Force began operations, families in our city suddenly found themselves living in a completely different reality. Traffic stops turned into detentions, workplaces became traps, and homes were left with missing a parent, a provider, or a loved one. People were taken without warning, without explanation, without time to even say goodbye. We started with 8 deliveries a week. Most recently, we completed 180 deliveries in 1 week. Not because hunger suddenly appeared, but because fear exploded. The crisis didn't end yesterday, and it didn't begin with the National Guard. The threat families faced remains very present. And when people ask, "Who are you serving?" I want the answer to be with the truth. We are serving the young mother who was pulled over on the way to her newborn daughter's first doctor's appointment, whose husband, that baby's father, was taken on the side of the road, and she was left all alone holding her 1 week old child and no way to get home. We are serving the grandmother who is now caring for 4 children after her son was sent back to a country he hasn't seen since he was their age. We are serving a mother who fed her infant sugar water for 2 days because she couldn't afford formula, and she was terrified that if she left for work, she may never come home to those children. This is who we serve: families, children, human beings who deserve safety, dignity, and peace, not fear. And to anyone watching who has been targeted or left living in uncertainty, I want to say this from my heart. Iris importante. Iris amato. No estás solo. Last night's ruling matters. It affirmed what many already knew. But removing the National Guard does not remove the fear. It does not unbreak the families, it does not undo the trauma, and it does not stop the ongoing actions of the task force that created the crisis we're in the first place. That is why our work continues, because the harm continues, and because families cannot wait for systems to catch up to their suffering. Every week, volunteers across Memphis fill cars with groceries, diapers, formula, and 60-pound boxes of food. We show up quietly, safely, and respectfully with no questions about status, no paperwork, no judgment, and no conditions. This is not charity. This is solidarity. It is community defense. It is Memphis taking care of Memphis when our most vulnerable neighbors are being failed by the systems meant to protect them. We have no grants, no institutions behind us. We're just regular, everyday people showing up because we refuse to abandon our neighbors in their darkest moments. To immigrant families in our city, we see you, we will keep coming. You do not have to choose between safety and feeding your children. And to anyone in Memphis who wants to help, your donations, your groceries, your volunteer hours become hope. They become stability. They become food on the table for families who have been traumatized, targeted, and too often forgotten. The Immigrant Pantry exists because this community chose compassion over cruelty, courage over silence, and solidarity over indifference. We will keep showing up for as long as families need us, and we are deeply grateful to everyone who stands with us. You can find out more about our initiative at www.indivisiblememphis.org. Thank you.